Good morning, YouTube. It's Trader Rob. Today is Thursday, March 26th. Let's get into the charts. Let's have a day here. I like how you think, Grant. Said, good morning, Rob. Let's make that back. Well, I have a story about that. What the hell? Let's hit the monthly goal today. Good morning, Rob. How are you today? I'm doing great, Tiger. Thanks for asking. Everybody, good morning. Nordic, Joe, Karen, Patel, William, Keith, Joe, Steve, Joel, Mubrick. Good morning to all. Mubrick, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong there, but I think I got that right. So, speaking of that big loss yesterday, finished the stream obviously down quite a bit. If you guys watched the video I posted on YouTube, took a short on the NQ for 74 points, pretty much from the exact same area that I had taken the loss from earlier in the stream, both on the ES and the NQ. Kind of mapped out the area, or actually not mapped out the area, but kind of gave the setup to my signal group on what I thought that the market was doing there. So got back a really big chunk of the losses there. And then at night, in the evening. Took a 22-point short for about 1,600. Took a 3-point loss right now, just on a really tight stop loss. My target did get hit in the pre-session here this morning, so the accounts went from negative 900 yesterday to negative $277, so $220. So a little less than an hour in total for yesterday. So kind of came back with a vengeance there a little bit. Not the best trading still, but I definitely fought back. Hopefully everybody else is having a good morning. As far as some key areas that I'm looking at here today, I've got a higher time frame unbalanced volume area sitting at the 24,286 to the 24,257. And then I got another one above me at the 24,384 to about the 419. And then below me, I've got this big unbalanced area at the 23,899 to the 23,851. So those are some key areas of interest for me here this morning. Obviously, we'll be looking for some scalping setups here as well. And then on the ES, we've got a large unbalanced volume area sitting at the 6623 to the 6647. And then below us, we've got another unbalanced volume area on the ES at the 6518 to the 6499, pretty much the 6500s. Got a large pocket of liquidity sitting here at the 2450s, which is this green liquidity band right here. It's pretty much just what Bookmap is showing me. I am going to work on over this weekend. I am going to let's see if I get this here a little that green. This weekend I am going to be kind of replacing one of my screens up here on the right, and I'm going to have Bookmap up the NQ and ES. So like how I do my split screens here, I'll have a screen for Bookmap, so I don't have to keep drawing these liquidity spots that we see in the market. Welcome, Mo. It's an easy one for me to remember. One of my best friends, his name is Mo. So we are in a green, strong delta band here, and we do have some buying liquidity, right, sitting again at the 80s. So we'll see here if we get a little spike off that band or not. See if that gives the market some energy. Pretty tame open this morning. All right, so market's going to be testing out here its first piece of seller liquidity. So we'll see here how the market reacts here. Very tame morning. Trying to look at my journal. Feel like this morning is very similar to the morning that we had early in March. It was around the 8th, maybe. Maybe it was before my birthday. Yeah, it's like the first week of March. It was a very strange open, and it looks eerie familiar to what we're looking at right now. wonder why this isn't showing up on my footprint. Strange. Footprint chart doesn't really work too well with these with the rectangle tool. So I can't really wait for I can stop drawing these in once I can put bookmap up on here. So U.S. The initial jobless claims came in pretty much right as expected. So no big surprise there. Nothing really left on the docket for today. Trump speaks at 9 a.m. So obviously that's a big one. Trump speaks again at 3, and then we got some Fed speakers in the mid-afternoon to evening. All right, nice absorption here by buyers. Nice little push here in the market. All right, see if we can take a little scalp here. $24,139s targeting the 24,160s with the stop at the 24,122. We get a little tap. All right, closing that one out. All right, be right back. Let me go refresh my coffee here. All right, what did I miss here? Nice little move here. So the reason that I closed out of, or I canceled this scalping setup here was on that sweep. We came about 3 points away from entry, and obviously we had a big move there, so that was kind of the reaction I was looking for. Just kind of hoping we'd get that about 3 points a little bit lower. Would have been a nice little scalp there. Fire's doing a pretty good job here this morning, regaining some territory here. A few new levels here in gold. One that's sitting at the 4443.3 and another one at the 4435.1. Above us, we've got some areas here, some good areas at the 4498.1 and the 4515.5 in gold. Nice little scalping setup here on the ES at the 65.87, targeting the 65.92 and a stop at the 65.84. Looks kind of interesting there. On the NQ, sellers have started to step in here. As you can see, we got a delta flip right here. So we'll see now if the buyers can overcome this area here or not. Currently going into some seller strength here, so we'll see how the NQ can react here, if it was just a healthy pullback here or something a little bit bigger. Let's see if they can push through here or not. Buyers did defend right here. Sorry, sellers defended here. All right, buyers having a hard time here. Let's see if they can push through here or not. I think they would clean up. They got some unbalanced volume sitting right down here. So let's see, maybe if they pick up volume here and just displace it right here, close out their auction here at the 230s. And we'll see if they've got, they still got the strength here or not. Smaller area here, not scalpable in my opinion. Big absorption there by buyers. We're definitely compressing here. Sellers just took back some more territory right here on this flip. All right, so for the ES, we do have some liquidity sitting here at the 6505s down to the 6602s. So we'll see if they can get a bounce off of that and go after this bigger target, this bigger unbalanced volume area that they've been kind of pecking at here. Not the cleanest morning so far. Got 20 minutes for IB to be set. Looks like the ES is going to test out this area here. Let's see if they don't tap into this line that I'm drawing up right here. If they don't tap into the 6615s, this area could definitely see a bounce into the 6615s. But they can't. They got to stay away from it from right now. They might just pull the 6615 just to get the fuel to get down to the 6604s, 03s. But it would be a beautiful setup if they just came right down into here, and then we can target right back up to the 6615s. All right, so they tapped into that little unbalanced area here at the 6615s. Now let's see if that's the move that gets them down to the 6604s, 03s. Kind of stinks because that would have been a nice little target there. Nice little risk to reward scalp. Now the only thing left unbalanced is really the 6623s. That's a pretty big play on the ES. I don't like this consolidation here, so close to this unbalanced volume area. And Q is not doing much. All right, ES is making a move here. So now if we get a pretty strong move into this band here, you've got a great target down here at the 6605, 6604. So this would be a great place for them to rebalance that volume there. All right, so now that big buyer moved to the 6610s right here. So now we could see possibly retracement to here, targeting the 66.23s. Actually seems like a pretty decent play. Jump down to my 12 range. All right, big absorption there. Definitely I could get a flip there. They still left a little bit of unbalanced volume sitting right here, so let's see if they come right back and tap that out. Big absorption there by buyers. It's a big number right there. Morning, Sean. Would have loved for this to have been a nice little flip here. Would have been a great little entry there. Like I said, they did leave some unbalanced volume sitting at the 66.10. So they may in fact re-swipe here. Grant NQ's got a real nice target at the 24,235s. Not sure where you're targeting, but probably decent stops right here, sitting here at the 235s. And then the next piece of liquidity is not sitting up here till 260s. Yeah, it's probably good idea. Both the NQ and the ES have a little areas that they can reload at. NQ is at the 190s. ES is at the 10s. They also got the 5s. I think this gold area is their ultimate target for today. Well, not for today, but for the near-term future. All right, so NQ has got a lot of interest right here. Sitting at the 235s right here. A lot of interest here. Sorry. I don't know. They can balance this part out here. I don't really have many good scalping opportunities here besides possibly the ES. If we can get down back into here and get a decent flip off the 10, I can target the 23s. Or maybe somewhere in the middle of this range right here. If we were to get a deeper pullback, nice little sweep here into this area would be even stronger of a play. I think this would be A+ right here. All right, so we got about 3 minutes here for IB to be set. I'll put this on the ES. I don't really need it on the ES. Well, we could keep it on the ES. I think Q is the one that I really want to see. Current IB is sitting at the 24,242. All right, pretty good absorption there. keep refilling. All right, so they knocked everything out of the 6510s. Let's see if this could be the move. I'm gonna take a little stab long here and pretty much just keep my stop right at the bottom of this footprint here. If I get knocked out, let's see what else we can target here. 6620, this is a good target. Let's go right around here. So I've got about a 3-point stop here to see if I can make about 6 points. We'll see. I know that I have this area here. I could always take another entry down here if I get stopped out. There's that possibility they come after this. This is all gone already. All right, I'm gonna close out there. 5 points. Nice little trade there on the ES. So that was a good case there of just staying patient. Just knew after that initial bounce off the 6510s, I saw that they just reloaded. So I knew that they were gonna probably come back and balance out that volume. So, and there I finally got the footprint confirmation, which is what I was hoping to get on the first attempt, which I didn't. Now, the bigger target would be the 6623. You do have this unbalanced volume sitting down here, so that has always been my small concern. But could be another second entry for us here on the ES. Thanks, Morgan. Thanks, Grant. High five right back to you, man. Nice little fist bump. See what the NQ's been doing here. All right, no real change. Pretty sure they're gonna come balance this part out here. I unfortunately don't have a really good scalp from here. Nordic, I really don't know. I don't trade the initial balance on the ES. Just happened that I thought I was on the NQ chart when I put this one on, but I figured I'll just keep it on here to see. It's always a good target. So it looks on that gold, those gold setups that I mapped out. Oh, wrong way. Let's go to the 1 minute. Let's see if we see it a little clearer. So this level here did react did react for a good amount of ticks here on gold. Finally came into the second level. That was a huge reaction right there to that level at the 44.35, and we pinned there right back into it for another nice move from there. Gold's been responding pretty well. I updated my trade results for the day, 1W. The P&L that you're seeing on this the session P&L is not from that trade. Obviously, it was a 22-point short I took last night. All right, so they just tapped right into that unbalanced volume area. Most likely would have had to invalidate that because I think we missed that by a tick. Yeah, looks like a tick there. So my entry would have probably not gotten hit. Maybe it would have, I don't know. Really damn close. Just didn't really see a super clean setup there. But like I mentioned earlier, that they could tap into this unbalanced volume. There's definitely volume sitting here. I personally feel like IB and there's just a lot sitting up here that they can play with here today. And it looks like the ES might come back down into this area, which is very similar to this NQ unbalanced volume area as well. So these both kind of correlate with each other. The NQ looks like it's priming here for a possible flip. I don't know if it, to me it seems like they might want to just come back down just a little bit. They look like they're gearing up for a move here. Yeah, so we got the flip on the NQ right here. So let's see if they do what I thought they would do. I thought they would tap into this unbalanced volume area, and then let's see if they go play up here. Kind of a similar setup on the ES. ES could obviously open up some auctions up here, and now they still have a great place to displace that auction, close them out still down here. We'll see. Yes, just tapped into the IB high. So that was a good reaction there from the IB high. Now my trading senses would say if you get a flip here, green footprint, negative delta, I think you got yourself a pretty decent long on your hands. There we go. Go, baby, go. Yes, tapped in. Really wasn't watching it too closely, but right there's your flip. I guess I should probably been watching the ES a little bit closer. That was a nice little spot there. So they're going to clean up the 6600s right here. Right there. Clean that out. Don't need to bring that. This could be dropped down to right here. And that is their last, I think, the last piece. Let's make this green. Green. Now we got even a tighter trade possibility here. Let's see if they absorb right down here. If we get a flip here, I'll take a long, really tight stop here. It's kind of the last piece here. Alright, there's a tap. Let's let them absorb. They still left some there, so nothing to do here yet. Now they absorbed a bigger amount. That's it. They've absorbed everything. Let's take a little stab here along. And put my stop right at the bottom of this footprint. If they take me out, that's more than enough. Let's see if I can take for about 4 points here. They kind of reloaded on the 6600, so we'll see. Hopefully they don't absorb with a big spike. There's a spike. Now let's see it go up. So it might fly from here. We'll see. Darn it. Darn it. I needed about another 1.5 to 2 points right there of stop. At least for this initial move. Let's see. Big absorption there. They are loading up though. These guys. Well, they definitely are getting better pricing here. Let's see. 690s, their next one right here. So hard to stretch it on the footprint chart here. Okay, 6905s. It's got a good little spot here. If I can get some kind of entry. $66.05 is a great spot for a quick scalp. Let's see here. Right there. Right there. Come on, go up in a straight shot here. Straight shot. Straight shot. Let's go. No. Don't swipe me. Don't swipe me. Let's go. Come on. Easy place for them to target. 6605s. Let's go. Go. Go, baby, go. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Let's go. Give me one push. Nope. Nope. Gotta let this trade breathe just a little bit. Let's go. They gotta get the 6605s. They have to go for it. Let's go. Well, they don't have to do anything, but it just seems like an easy auction process right there. All right, some absorption here. Don't swipe me. Don't swipe me, please. Please, market. It's going to. Alright, still alive. By the skin of my teeth. Got 2 points to risk here. Come on. It's so much easier up here for you guys. Let's go. No. Nope. And I'm gone. Well, I tried. Maybe 3 points of profit there. 3 1/4. Let's see them absorb here. Big absorption there. You can see all where the contracts were. Let's see if I can get a flip right here. All right, let's give it one more shot here. And where do we target? Where do we target? What do we target? No, that's not the target. That's not what I wanted to do. This is a great target right here at the 6605s. That was the move I was waiting for, people. That was dumb. I didn't even get a chance to change my TP there. And I would have been able to go to pretty much break even on this trade. So my stop would have gone right here at the bottom of this footprint. I guess 3-point scalp's not too bad. All right, so what do we have for the day here now? Let's see, trade results. I think I took 2 wins, 2 loss. I did see the flip on the NQ over here. It flipped right at the same point as the ES on the higher time frame, so the game did give me a little bit more confidence here too on the ES flip that I got right here, and it was in this area that I had kind of marked out. So let's see, my stop would have been right here. Let's see if the smaller target would have been the right play or the bigger target. Bigger target's the 6605s. Actually, the 97s is a great target. Sitting right here would have been very good. But woulda, coulda, shoulda. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. This is a good example of the small inherent risk, obviously, of trading on the smaller time frame footprint, which would be my 12 on the ES. 12 would still capture some good moves. I mean, I obviously saw that was a decent, so what did I say? I lost there 2. I gained 3 back, gained 5 on the first one. So probably up only about 2 points on the ES, unfortunately. But you get some really good risk to reward trades. Obviously, my TP got hit here way too fast. I was even looking for the target. Which I probably would have settled in on the 6605s. My stop would have still been sitting here pretty much at break even. So you do get some better risk to reward plays. They're just going to be lower probability. You know, those are the ones that you might have to enter in once or twice to get the bigger move that you're looking for. If you've got an area that you've mapped out. Oh, shit. I didn't even see the IB low. That's the problem with the indicator. I usually like, because this indicator doesn't pan out on my other charts that I'm watching. So I missed the IB low there. Let's see how that How did that play out? We'll make this one yellow. That's the IB low. Let's map out the IB high. And we'll study the IB high and see how that played out here today. Nope, not there. Go yellow. Yellow. And let's take off that indicator really quick. Alright, now let's pull up we'll start on the 30. We'll see how the 30 reacted. Based on the sweep, I think the 30 probably would have been trouble. But let's see. Alright, so no confirmation on the 30 whatsoever. 60. That would have been tough. That would have been a real tough IB trade low today. Let's take a look at the 120. So the 120, the bigger time frame, showed it a little bit better. I would have liked the flip to happen somewhere closer to the IB high, but yeah, that was a nice trade there. That would have been a nice one on the higher time frame. I probably would not have been on the 120, so I think in myself, I don't think I would have been able to take a trade there, because the 30 or the 60 didn't really give me anything, but the 120 sure did. All right, let's see what else we can get. Get rid of this guy. We don't need him anymore. And let's fix up our bands here a little bit. Nope, wrong one. And let's see, this extends. So actually what I could do is I could delete that and just bring this red band down to about right here. Alright, so the bands are adjusted. A lot of red going up on the top part here. Let's take a look at that ES trade. I'm assuming probably would have, still would have been in that trade. Stop would have been down here at the 65.88. Now I'm pretty sure probably at some point would have probably taken profit here, because we are probably, I would say, 6 or 7 points. That's not what I want to do. I want to do a ruler. 10 points. Oh fuck. Man, that would have been a biggie. There it goes. There she goes. I would have been sweating up here though. Alright, let's get rid of these guys here. And let's make some adjustments here. Let's get on the 30. Now, interestingly enough, the ES has not flipped anything red down here. Nothing yet. Alright. And let's take a look and see if there's any pockets of... there is. There's a decent one, actually. Right here. Actually, no, it's not that great. Oh, I take that back. I take that back. I don't like that at all. Alright, yeah, there's really no good scalping yet. Opportunities up here. So the NQ, we got some stops sitting right here at the 30s. This could be some fuel. We'll see. Right here. Actually, this 120 trade would have been real nice. I mean, they came right into that green delta band from before. IB high, swept, delta flip. A lot of good confluences there for a long. Just was not looking at that. And the reason I don't put my IB trade indicator on the footprint is that it scrunches up all of my footprint charts. It doesn't auto scale really well with my chart. So, I don't know. Maybe if there's a techie out there, they can figure it out. What's Trump saying? U.S. Secretary of State Rubio, we will destroy the Iranian Navy. Thought they already did that. Trump energy prices will come back down, maybe lower. That was about 4 minutes ago. No, that was about 15 minutes ago. Tomorrow, announcing actions to help farmers. Iran will end soon. It won't be long. Trump on the stock market thought it would go down even more. Oh, classic. Well, tricky day in the markets here today. So I've expended a lot of energy here this morning with really no result. Pretty much walking in, sitting currently with what I had from last night. Actually, maybe a little less. I think it was around $1,600. Let's see in the moves, trying to see if I can capture. I mean, I thought the CS trade would have been a really nice one there, and looks like you know, that could have been a good 10-pointer right there. Stop would have been right here, which is pretty much break even. But we're having fun doing it. At least I am. All right, I'll be right back, guys. All right, got a little quick bite to eat. I like your chart there, Nordic. Is that the trade detector? Oh, that's the big trades? Yeah. I think the NT one is garbage. I just... It makes no sense to me, but... I have been watching a lot of YouTube videos on that platform. It seems pretty great. Yeah, the buyers are definitely getting... the issue here was on the ES. ES, it just kept reloading. It was very big position sizing here, which is pretty much now come to an end. So my thought would have been here is we got to push up into this unbalanced volume area here. At least that's my... What do we call it? Bias? Not a huge fan of taking the IB on the second attempt. Especially if we really kind of fizzled out here on what I would consider to be a really, really nice setup. I mean, granted, yeah, you would have gotten some really nice points, maybe 65 points right back into this liquidity area. But I'm not against maybe a small 30 range scalper. So we go right here. And let's go to split screen here. So you got the 60 range over here on the right, and you've got the 30 range on the main chart. Now where I see them somewhat needing to balance out would be down here, actually. Which in that scenario would be more like a 60 ranger. Why is this in green? What am I doing wrong here? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? I remember that being... What was there? Why did I put it in green? Oh, that's not green. That's that lime yellow color. Stupid ass color. All right. So they did just balance this part out. This guy has been balanced out. So this, to me, looks like the best setup right here at the 24.0 to 46. We'll see if we can get a little dip into there. Yeah, the 40s. 40s is showing it. This is unbalanced right here. This could be a nice little scalping opportunity down here. And let me make some adjustments to this as well. Looks like that. Get rid of this guy. We don't need him anymore. Yeah, I see a great scalping opportunity down here on the NQ. Let's see if we get down there. Just stay patient. We got nothing but time. Pam's doing good. My middle daughter, she had her second varsity softball. She's a sophomore. She didn't make the varsity team, and she's starting. She's not starting at shortstop, which has been her position for I think every single out that she's ever played softball since she was probably 8 years old or 7 years old. I don't think she's ever played any other position. Maybe she played first sometimes when we were rotating positions in the early stages. But she's starting. Actually, she replaced a senior at second base after the first game. So she sat on the bench the first game. She came in to pinch hit, and she came in to pinch run for the pitcher. Scored a run. And yesterday started, which was kind of a shock to me because, I mean, as much as I want my daughter to play, I also kind of like to see the seniors get their playing time. It's their last year to play. But their coach is all about, which is good. I think it's a good attitude to have. It's all about, next person ready, next person up. So she had a decent game. They lost. Their pitching their pitching kind of suffered there a little bit. Got my youngest daughter in travel volleyball, and she's currently in the playoffs for her school, 8th grade. So that game is tonight. That's going to be a tough one for them. And my son is deciding on colleges. So he did get accepted to University of Miami, which I'm going to be honest with you, I love my son. I think he's probably one of the greatest human beings I've ever met, apart from my dad. We thought that was going to, in fact, all his counselors, everybody said that it was kind of a reach school for him. For those of you guys who don't know, University of Miami it's not an Ivy League school by any means, but for Florida, it pretty much is. It's a very, very tough school. They only accept, I think it's like a 10% admission rate. So he did get into there. He got into Florida Atlantic University, FAU. And the nice thing about FAU, which is in Boca, is about a 5-minute drive from our place in Deerfield Beach. So like he would have the possibility in his second year that he could actually stay at our place. So we would save a little bit of money on room and board. We would want him to room and board the first year. But the cost difference is astronomical. Astronomical. Like astronomical. Like sell some of my vehicles for college tuition difference. So we'll see. He still hasn't made his final decision there, but both are really good options for him. And I think he's definitely determined that he wants to go to Florida. Looks like gold came right back down and once again tapped right into that level at the 44.43 that I'd mapped out. They've got another area you get short from right here. You get short from the 44.72.50s and gold. So it looks like the ES has got a lot of liquidity sitting at the IB low. So that's going to be something to watch out for right here. This is a stops right here. Yeah, to me, the market is big institutional positions all in this region right here, everywhere where we see trades here, this is not a stop loss area. I take that back. This is another position. This one is a doozy. We got 1200 plus here. To get through the 87s, which they're about to enter into right now. So somebody's buying up a shit ton of ES contracts in this vicinity from like the, well, I guess we could almost call it from the 66.22 to the 60s, 65.80s. Granted, this could also be the dump of yesterday's pickup of contracts, which we saw the complete opposite. Everything was sitting above and they were stacking. So this could be closing out those positions very easily, because they are matching up pretty closely to the amount of contracts. I think there was about a 4-point spread yesterday on the ES that had about 3,500 contracts. Today was a good day to be like micro scalping, which I haven't really done in a long time, but I am pretty damn good at it. Right here, a little micro scalp right there. We got a decent area right here. This is what I'm waiting for. This is, I think, maybe the last play of the day for me right here. I wouldn't be fooled by this move just yet. I think they're going to come after this. Grant, I like that. I like that play off the 40s. We're thinking alike on that one. Where's that ES at? Oh, they're just reloading right there again. Ooh. Oh, you gotta be a little careful here now. Oh, gotta be a little careful here. This is matching up with the ES right here. This is matching up with the ES. This could be their next layer here. me take a small scalp here at the 24,086. We'll see if what take this IB off real quick. Sorry. I'll do that. Let's go. Take the entry. Take the entry. You mother. All right, I'm closing that out. Wow. To the tick. To the tick right there. Actually, I think I had my line here a little bit higher than the actual box. Oh, what a pain in the sack. That was a beauty. TP exactly to the tick, entry to the tick. Just did not get filled there. Ooh, that's frustrating. Oh, that was frustrating. That would have been a nice 16-point winner. All right, I'm gonna hit a few golf balls. Be right back. shanked a few balls into the net. Well, this proved to work a few times, huh? Get rid of this guy, huh? Much to do there. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call it a day here. It's about 10:45, and seeing the market okay, I guess. Had some opportunities there on the ES. Try to get some, try to get a decent risk to reward trade out of there. Took two losses there, but still up green for the day. About $1,400. All right, try to stay patient, man. This market is not giving us much. Definitely not giving us here much. Things I'm obviously super interested in down here. This reactionary zone. Actually, this is not a reactionary zone. This is a scalping area. A lot of liquidity sitting right here. And like I've been talking about many times, they've got some big prizes up here. Seems like a very far away distance. But the market will shock you here. Yes, looks like it's coming back into, it's just constantly coming in to pick up these positions here. But stay patient in the market today. Today's definitely a day of patience, and if you're able to get in the green just a little bit, that's a pretty good day here today. Some tough trading. I'll see you guys here tomorrow. Tomorrow's Cash Profit Friday. 5% of my session profits will be given away. Hopefully I make $5 grand tomorrow, and some lucky winner gets a good chunk of change. Take care, everybody.